So, we're here with Mr. Badminton Scotland. I only ever call Paddy Mr. Badminton because, to be fair, like I really loved badminton at school as a kid. And to be fair, I'm never at your level, but I was pretty good at primary school.
We still need to get that game as well.
We do actually.
For nearly a year.
We do actually. To be fair, I've not booked enough free time in my diary this time when I'm back, but I'm back next month.
Yeah.
So I think we should get a game in the court. But you need to go. You need to like at least let me warm up and get into it because it's been a number of years.
Same. I've not played in a while.
Shut up. Well, just to give you an insight, right, and to make matters worse for me, Paddy went to the Commonwealth Games and played badminton, right? So that's the standard and level this guy's at. But also, I would expect you to absolutely rip me apart because, I'll tell you why, I was over at my mate's last night and he's got a wee boy who just turned 5.
Yeah.
And I will not let him win at anything. I'll not even give him a chance to get warmed up. I'm like, you need to learn how to lose.
That's what I do with all the people I coach. You're not beating me still.
Well, you did say that when you were at your residential recently.
Yeah.
You said you just beat all your clients.
Yeah, I'm not going to lose to them. They need to actually deserve to win.
Yeah, mate, you need to set the standard. See if your clients ever think that they're getting better at you than something. I mean, it's a bad day. They're not going to trust you anymore.
I know. That's why I need I actually don't play that much anymore. But that was actually why I'm still trying to stay on coke, so I can't lose.
Yeah, but mate, before we even get into any business stuff, tell me what that kind of journey was like going from obviously amateur, even just starting out playing badminton, all the way through the Commonwealth Games.
Long. It was. I think I started when I was. What age was I? I must have been about 11 or 12. Just up in the church hall. Brother used to play. Dad used to play a bit, and then just went along to our school club. There was a coach there that kind of picked out me and my brother. Started working with us once a week, and then it kind of went to twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. We were going through to Glasgow, Edinburgh. We were based in Kinross, middle of nowhere. And then it just kind of snowballed, and it got to I was 15, 16, and a new Commonwealth Games was a thing. And that was in my head from 15, 16, that was a goal.
That's cool.
And then after that, it was just finish school, took a year out, went through to moved through to Glasgow, started training full time, went to uni after that, but didn't really attend uni. Just went into all the training sessions, and it just kind of snowballed. But I was actually speaking to my original coach the other day, and it was I was like, what was I like as a kid to coach almost? And she was like, you just wanted more and more and more. And I think I'm probably a little bit, well, you can maybe answer this, but I'm maybe a bit similar in the business side of things.
Yeah, oh mate, 100%. I think there's always distinguished differences between people who are successful in business and people who aren't. And I don't always just put that down to crossover of skills developed in other sports, because there's a lot of coaches who have done great things even in bodybuilding, for example, or endurance-based sports, or marathons and running and cycling and high rocks and CrossFit, but they don't possess the same skill set and emotional regulation and approach when it comes to their business. I think that needs to be something that you've harnessed for a long time, regardless of what you're focusing on. It's the skill is always placed into the area of focus at any given time, whether that be sport, for example, your case badminton, or business. Because whenever I'm looking at traits and consistent themes and trends for who's going to be successful, it's how they communicate and how fast they do work a lot of the time. So you will do the work, communicate effectively, and say, I've done this thing, can you look at this? Here's what I'm thinking about changing ABC. And then if I come back and say, you need to do Y, you'll go away and you'll send me back next day latest and say it's done. And it's because now obviously you're no longer playing badminton as such, only to beat your clients. You're no longer playing. You need to, because you're that type of person, you need to apply that to something like your business. And there's a reason why you've been hitting consistent PBs, probably not just for yourself, but out of some of our clients, just in general, actual client base. Because obviously I think you've definitely made the most sales out of everyone that's coming on board. You've a fucking sales machine. But it's not just your need and want to make more money, it's your want and need for more impact. That's always the thing that's standing out for me, because a lot of the conversations that we've actually had is around how much you want the younger generation to have access to the appropriate information, education, and just support to actually take their game to the level that you know they can. And it's because you went through that process yourself and you know what can be achieved. So for me, it's always about the skills, the dedication, the hard work, the attitude, but also focusing on things the right way. It's very rare you ever come to me and talk to me about money. Very rare.
Yeah.
It's always about bettering the program, bettering yourself, how you can change things to improve them. It's very rarely, Mark, how can I make 10K? Oh, in fact, it's never, Mark, how can I make 10K next week? You know?
Where's that quick fix?
Yeah, where's that quick fix? But it's not.
Yeah.
And this is the consistent theme I see amongst everyone that is successful because they're not chasing that quick cash. They're thinking about the bigger picture. So that's what I see in you, and you've probably been able to know that about yourself anyway from your badminton background.
Yeah, I think that's quite it's quite interesting to hear it from like your side as well. Of like, I think, and we'll probably go into it later on, of like when I first started and I was in that other mentorship that you were part of, my goal was probably, it was just like, I want to hit that kind of 10K, and that's all I could focus on.
Yeah.
And that was probably that turning point of when I like hit it. And like they said as well, and you've said it before, it's like, it doesn't really change anything.
Yeah.
So then it was like, actually, how am I going to make that sustainable? And I think that's like, and I was actually speaking to my partner the other day about how it related to my badminton, because I was like, when I first started playing badminton, right up to probably like, well, I stopped when I was 26, but probably up to 24, when I was just like, I was all in. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't focus, or I couldn't really focus on anything else. And I said to her the other day, I feel like I'm in that stage with the business where it's still, I mean, it's only like 3 years old badminton strength.
And it's over 6 figures,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah, which is a bit crazy. But it's almost like I'm in that stage where it's just like, I struggle to focus on anything else. And she's changed her jobs recently, so she's kind of studying as well. So she's almost in that space as well. So it's almost quite a nice like marry up position to be in, where like she's focusing on developing her like career, and then I'm focusing on this. But yeah, I'm kind of like all in.
Yeah, oh mate, and you need to be though.
Yeah.
You need to, like, I'm probably this kind of puts people off sometimes when I say it, but like, see, for like the first 10 years, you need to be like all in.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean you can't still take time for yourself. You've done nice things. You took your dad away for his 70th birthday, for example. Like, you and the missus have been away on some trips. You're taking some days off during the week if you've not had days off, like off the back of residential camps or weekends and stuff. You know, so like, you're still looking after yourself. It's not like this is all you do. And I think that's you starting to get that right balance of taking a bit of a step back allows me to fuel more creativity in the business and be a better coach.
Yeah, it's something I didn't do at the very start very well.
Yeah. It seems as though you've adjusted to it quite well, though.
Yeah, partly because I've recognised myself. I get cranky as fuck with myself and her. But also it's just like, I think you've talked about it before, of like that kind of clarity, and like I love having ideas. Like I was saying before, I was like chatting to ChatGPT before this to like create something new. And it's like, yeah, those days off, I'll still actually like think about things, but I won't be like speaking to clients. And it's a lot. It's very refreshing to have that kind of like space and be able to take that space.
Yeah. So this is what happens, right? So we sit down, we don't actually even go to plan.
Back to the questions.
We'll maybe try and go back to plan, then we'll probably digress again. So tell me a wee bit more about how you were feeling about your business before joining Built for Coaches, because again, Paddy was someone who joined Built to Coach first when they were kind of separate, because obviously we were leading up to the merger at the time.
Yeah.
But you decided to start Built to Coach while it was still separate, then join Built for Business, but you're obviously a client under the entire umbrella now. What was the reason for you kind of joining based upon how you were feeling in your business at that point?
I suppose kind of touched on it a little bit of like, I think probably scaled like fairly quickly, kind of went in that kind of initial mentorship, kind of built an online presence. And then it was, I think churn was the biggest issue to begin with, when it was like looking at kind of Built to Coach. It was like numbers were decent of clients, but it was like, let's say 4 in a month, 4 out. So it was just like, this is getting a bit kind of like exhausting, kind of like dealing with churn messages to then try and find new people. Yeah. So that was kind of the main trigger. And then obviously before you kind of merge, like the business side of things, like I've got an interest in the business side anyway. So almost like to do one without the other didn't really probably make sense. So just kind of putting them all together to kind of be structured with how I'm developing as a coach, but also then how it's developing as a business. And obviously, was it May last year I joined?
Yeah.
So it's nearly kind of a year. So it's almost like that structure has been kind of, or the link between both has been very helpful, just to kind of, I suppose, develop both sides of me and the business.
Yeah. And what I'm kind of interested in as well is, like, obviously our approach is quite different to what you'd focused on before. So anyone that's listening that doesn't know, I worked in a mentorship before the Paddy was a part of, and I remember what you were like in that mentorship. You were actually like really good when it came to making sales, just like you are now. But a lot of the conversation was just around money. And obviously, you now working with us, you can probably imagine why I left there, because that never really just fully aligned to me. Like, I hate just talking about the money you're making. Like, I love see when you're actually submitting your sales and I see loads come through, I'm like, what a fucking beast. Right? I still get that part, but it can't just all be about the money. So obviously, like, a large part of our process is like bringing leads in, then moving leads through to like customers, then moving leads through to clients. And obviously you having multiple different offers as well, and redesigning your business model. Since coming on in May, I think you're closing in maybe like 110 sales now after this week. Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
You've obviously hit a record 15k plus month. You reduced your churn in Q4 of last year by up to 91%. And you've had more yearly recommits than ever before.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there under a different process.
Yeah.
How have you found this process in comparison to what you've focused on before?
Very helpful. In short, I'm someone that likes structure. Like, again, probably linking back to kind of the sport of, like, I was structured for 8 years full-time playing. So it's like I knew what I was doing every day, and I knew kind of the process. And I think that's what I was missing before I joined, of like, I was, like you're saying, I was making sales, but it was like, it was hit or miss of like what was going to come next, and like building these structures that I have done over the past, 9 months roughly, have been like the real change. So I think I started off with like one offer initially. I think since I joined, well, one main offer, I had like a small upsell. Since I joined, there's now a lower tier, in the process of building like a group plan for badminton clubs and a group plan for like individuals. I suppose there's the residentials. There's a little bit of on-court stuff still happening. There's lots of different kind of, I suppose, facets of the business now. So there's more people coming through the door. And yeah, I think with, I suppose, looking at like even like from the free side of things, I've got like obviously built like a school platform that's got like free lead magnets that have gone from like, actually in the past few months, from like only my 40 clients up to, I think it's 200 in there right now.
Unreal.
So yeah, and it's kind of going, actually in the past few weeks, it's gone a bit mental of like people reaching out from Canada. I was on a call with someone from California. So it's starting to like spread wider than just the UK, which is nice. Yeah,
and it's the goal. Yeah. It's like, because again, it's like badminton Scotland. You're going to have to be badminton USA and badminton this and badminton that. But that, like, a big thing for you that you've always spoke to me about is making this brand big.
Yeah,
you know, like making that big brand. It's not that you want to just help badminton players improve their game and potentially even get somewhere. Because I know you work with a lot of junior players as well.
Yeah.
But it's about building it into a brand, like a community, like of people all over. And I could see you at some stage being that guy that travels to America to do residential camps with your USA clients.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's happening kind of in Canada.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I don't know when this is going out, but finalising the details, but kind of going out there for a week to a badminton club to coach.
You're telling the camera before you've even told me. So when did this come along? You might as well tell me now. Sorry for the interruption here, right? But this is new news to me.
Well, it must have been end of last year. This badminton club in Canada reached out to me. It's like, oh,
we've spoke like 5 times since then.
Yeah,
more than that. You've not even told me.
They reached out and like, oh, we're looking for a head coach. And I was like, well, I can't really move the dogs.
The
marriage that's coming soon. So I was like, yeah, but I'm happy to discuss like coming out and coaching and stuff. And then I jumped on a call with him. Must have been start of the year. I'm losing track of time, but we just kind of like, oh, this is what I could offer. This is the players I want to work with. And then he came back last week with an offer.
Good offer.
Yeah, I mean, for the first one, it's like it's almost, I want to just get out there.
Yeah, get your foot in the ground.
Get your foot in the ground. I'll be working with probably like close to 100 players, so it's 100 new kind of opportunities. So yeah, I think he messaged before I came here. He's on holiday, but he's finalising flights and stuff next week, so it's quite cool.
Wow. We
Yeah.
could go out and I could come with you. We could do a testimonial like that. But mate, that's so cool. But just look at how the shift in your mentality and your approach to business has now opened these doors. Because I know one thing you were obviously told before is like you have one offer in your business and one offer only.
Yeah.
Do you think that suited you in comparison to what you're doing now? Because I kind of want to lead this into the team you're building as well.
No, because I can actually remember the conversation I had with you in the old mentorship when I was so stuck in like.
Just as well, I don't work there anymore because that's would probably have got me fired.
I was so stuck in just like it just wasn't. I know Badminton well from being in it, and I just knew like the price points I was almost being told to offer just didn't sit right.
Yeah,
and yeah, it didn't work. What? Not that it didn't work.
It worked, but it just didn't align.
Yeah, that's probably a better phrase to use.
Yeah, because I obviously remember when we had a conversation as well, you told me when we were in the previous mentorship that obviously if you're working with junior players, the people that pay is obviously the parents as well. So sometimes to be talking to the parent, like obviously don't get me wrong, there's a lot of parents that are really invested in their kids' futures, like your dad would have been as well and your mum would have been as well. But I think a lot of the time when the kid has a dream and then the price tag isn't something that someone can manage, it's like you want to be able to give, especially if your goal is impact and you've been there before as well, you want to have places that people can access that still at least gets their foot in the door.
Yeah, and all I could think about at that point was like, my parents would never have paid that much money at
and
that
then you
point.
might not have went to the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah. And it was, it's being able to, like you say, it's almost being able to help like from juniors right up to like now masters players that are kind of like maybe stop the sport, come back into the sport and want to just play for longer. And I think that's kind of like a huge part of it.
Yeah. And that's something else that's really cool that we never even mentioned. Like we were talking about the record months, the churn and the fucking Canada opportunity that you never told me about and all the rest of it. But also you're now the proud sponsor of the Scotland Masters team.
Yeah, so I sponsored the Scotland team against Ireland at the start of the year. So I think it was like 50 players all kind of branded up in badminton strength, which is pretty cool to see. And yeah, it was just a good atmosphere, just seeing them all play, did a little bit of coaching on the day. And just again off that, kind of created a free lead magnet, got 30 people kind of joining it. So the goal is just to kind of nurture them, bring them along to kind of any events we do and just kind of go from there.
And it's funny because we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago and it basically entailed the fact because we focus on not just making money now, of course, through the offers that you've got, but making money further down the line and building the pipeline.
Yeah.
And you're doing that really well. You had obviously said, I've not really been selling much of the one-to-one program though because I've got these different offers now. And I was like, mate, you've spent so much time building all these leads that you now just need to go and make one-to-one offers for the leads. And I literally told him that at 10 o'clock in the morning, I think. And by like 11:30, you're like, I've got a call booked.
Yeah.
But that's the process. It's like the way you were doing it before that many people are taught is that it's just go and find people to buy now. Like do the cold outreach, like message people that have liked your content. They just try and find the kind of low-hanging fruit, so to speak, without having a system or a process. Whereas I think a lot of the time when you then go the opposite way, kind of like our way from that, where you focus on building the leads, nurturing so that people buy at the appropriate time, you sometimes forget to sprinkle the offers that you want to sell in at the right time because you're only thinking about nurture, where it says the fine balance of both.
Yeah, 100%. I think at the end of last year, I was so like, because I knew I was kind of like, I'm building stuff like another partnership that I'm trying to set up. Of like, I knew this was like quite a big one. It was like, so I was building loads of different stuff to kind of have it all there. And then, like you say, I almost just forgot about actually like, I need to bring some people in.
Selling the thing.
Which doesn't help.
No, it definitely doesn't. So I think we've obviously covered quite a bit of like how you were feeling beforehand, the kind of challenges you were experiencing. And we've obviously spoke over the fact that you've rebuilt your program as well. And it's obviously working way better to your advantage across the board for how you want the business to run and operate, but also the impact you want to have. Tell us a wee bit more about the opportunities now that come with the team that you're building. Because something cool that something else that's really cool. You done your first webinar to the public that you tried to sell on a couple of weeks ago, and you made your first sale from stage, as you like to say, like over a Zoom call on a webinar. But you're obviously extending the program into different components to improve performance for players overall outside of just badminton itself. So what other components are you offering to your clients to best serve them and support them to get to their goals?
Yeah, I suppose it's I don't really like the word, but it's like a holistic approach. So it's like
mental performance.
That's
That's the hard man. That's the hard man word for it.
So it's almost like, obviously, I know the badminton. I'm a strength coach. So what we've also got is nutrition. We've got psychology, and then we bring in kind of different other people, but they're kind of the core team. Because I suppose when I was kind of going through the process, even at professional level, we didn't have a huge amount of access to like nutrition, psychology support, and I know how valuable it is at any level. So both the girls that work with the two set, both called Sarah.
Yeah, I know that. By the way, see
very
that?
confusing.
That's so confusing.
So Sarah A and Sarah F. They both used to play badminton as well.
Yeah.
So it's like I wanted to build a business that was like built by badminton players, because they like, you understand kind of what a player goes through in those moments. So like those two girls play it, and another coach we got, Rachel, also just retired from professional badminton as well. So having those different components, it just kind of gives people a broader picture of what they need to do. And again, they can tap into these things at any time.
Yeah.
But most recently, kind of Sarah F., who's a psychologist, just employed her as like it's not really full time, but she's like a part-time employee, which is, I think, quite a good step forward. And she's like quite switched on business-wise, almost like bouncing ideas off. And we've got potential to kind of build out online workshops with both the girls, delivering of workshops in person. So it's a bit more scalable in that sense.
Yeah, and it's quite cool though, because obviously with that structure of leads, customers, clients, case studies kind of thing, is that you now have so many things to offer and upsell people on as well. So like, regardless of what people choose from in your tier system, if they want to add on more of the like psychology support, nutrition support, like the kind of courses and education that come with that, they can for like a one-off fee, or they can work with you in a higher tier for more kind of personal one-on-one support.
Yeah.
So it's like a one-stop shop basically for badminton players across the board, because I think it's very much kind of like personal training, mate. You'll get the personal trainers that just want to get someone in the gym and train them, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they don't want to think about any other thing that they need to do, because it's not their responsibility.
Yeah.
But I feel like people like yourself who respect the game first and foremost,
Yeah.
and you know what it takes to get to the elite level, you wouldn't be practicing what you preach by not putting all of the best support in place to help someone achieve it.
Yeah. And you've hit the nail on the head in terms of like, when I was playing, I was like, I'm not going to be a coach.
Yeah.
And then started coaching. But it was that moment, I think, when I was coaching on court. I used to do like probably close to 30 hours of on court coaching a week. It's like, there's such a gap of like, you see someone for an hour, you tell them something, they come back maybe next week and they've probably forgotten what you've told them. So it was like, I was like, I can't do that for the next 30 years. And that's kind of where this whole idea kind of spawned from. It's like, I didn't want to just be seen as like a badminton coach.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that came from, but I thought there's so much more to this game, and I think there still is. I mean, from a global point of view, badminton's like huge in Asia, but I think there's still so many components missing from people's development throughout kind of Europe and like the UK especially.
That's what makes great business owners, mate, like the innovation. It's like innovating. So you know that this sport's huge, and obviously across Britain, across Europe, it's maybe not as well respected to a degree as it maybe is in Asia.
Yeah.
You know, just because like the sports that are focused on primarily in the UK, for example, in Europe will be like football and rugby and so on and so forth. But it's something that you want to pioneer on this side of the world. And I think it's not a case of thinking that you're better than just being an on-court coach. It's more so that you just know that you're not at your best just focusing on court. Even though you were a great badminton player on court and you understand how to coach people effectively on court, it's kind of comes back to this whole conversation. You just know that everything else needs to be epitomised alongside it to be in the right frame of mind, because not everyone's going to be like you. Not everyone you work with is going to have that mentality and train the way that you do. But what you can do is you can stack the odds in their favour with as much support as possible to give them a fighting chance to be more like you and achieve the goals that they want in the sport.
Yeah, and I think it's like having that support, isn't it? It's like, I suppose, I think I wrote an email or a post the other day of like, I've always had a coach since I've kind of stopped playing. So like I was obviously went into coaching but we were running a coffee company, and I had like a mentor who was also kind of Glasgow based but lived in London that kind of helped kind of shape that. And then obviously the mentorship, and then this. It's like I've always had someone there to support, and I know how valuable that is for like just development.
Yeah, I love that. And I think, again, that's what separates the greats from the average. And I'm not scared to say that, because I believe that the average think that good is good enough, whereas you're like, good shite. Like, it's kind of your mentality. Like, if you get something good, 3 months down the line, you're not scared to like tear it down and then rebuild it to make it better. You know, because
much to the girls' annoyance. Probably.
Yeah. But mate, see, I think I'm even starting to piss Jen off a little bit, because I said something in Jen's. I was at Jen's before I came here, and I said something to her, and she done no. We're not doing something else. And I said, but hear me out. And she done, I have not got the time for that. Not right now. She was like, park it for a month.
I love it.
But
that's the most exciting part.
100%, because it's also testing yourself in the process, because you know what an incredible self-development journey that sports process was, to take yourself from average, just starting out, all the way to Commonwealth Games. It's the same thing in business. Like, there's no business owner on the planet that has done great things that has not invested in themselves consistently, had someone to help them get to those levels consistently, challenge their thinking, teach them new education. And you can't settle for thinking good is good enough, because the minute that you get that complacent, you're already behind.
Yeah, and I think I can think of one, because we run like a monthly kind of in-person thing for like more local members.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really filling up. And I was like, at the start of the year, I kind of put something out about it. And then like the next month, I was like, yeah, I'm going to scrap that. And we're going to change it. And we're going to invite, I think I said to you, like invite almost non-members in if there's spaces available, and almost just like give them an opportunity to like train with us, see kind of what we do, see the community.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, we do one thing and then mix it up. And that's kind of like, again, before I came here, that was kind of like trying to build out the group plan. I've like got it going out to like 8 players in England, a club. And then there's a club out in Kenya that I'm sending a proposal. It's got 150 players.
Kenya?
Yeah, I signed the Kenyan national coach a couple of weeks ago.
Why have you not told me this either? What the fuck? I'm just getting all this news.
Yeah, hot off the press.
What the fuck? Told you this guy was good, right? So,
I spoke to him. He used to be coached by someone I know in England and moved back to Kenya. Spoke to him last year. Didn't really have anything in place to kind of support his club or him really. And then again, a couple of weeks ago, he joined, trying to kind of get some of his members in. But then I just messaged him yesterday saying I've kind of built a proposal that we're running with another club. I'll pop it over to you. That kind of includes like a tiered offering. That's a group plan, and then like the courses we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I think there's obviously you can sell them individually, but then trying to license them basically to clubs where they can have access to however many members.
That's amazing. So when you hear back from that guy,
I've still to send it, because I was like, maybe just get the first one through the door.
Yeah.
Get a few, go through almost the process of that, and then send him the proposal and just kind of build it.
Yeah. But listen, sometimes you just need to validate something first and go, this is good. You know, like someone's seen it as good enough to buy it. And even that retainer, like the group plan that he sent out obviously to the team down in England, it's a recurring payment of like 670
a month. Yeah.
That's a great recurring payment to be taken into your business, you know. I can't believe you've not told me half this stuff.
I know.
Like you mentioned me yesterday, asked me to look over something, you can't give me the goods.
I've got another thing for you to look over as well.
You see this? Like, he doesn't even want to tell me what he's achieving. He just wants me to fucking mark his homework.
It's funny you say that, though, because it's like, I was, like, the call I did with, like, selling live on the call, it was like, obviously, you tell people about what you've done. I had to go on Wikipedia and, like, find out. Cause I don't remember.
Are you on Wikipedia?
I don't, yeah.
Oh, mate, I need to Wikipedia you.
Because people ask me, it's like, oh, what was the score in that game? Or what did you do? It's like, actually...
Can't remember.
Because I'm like, it's probably a bad trait as well, because I'm always like, I've done that, then it's the next thing.
Yeah.
And even the woman that we work with in the coffee company was like, yeah, you need to just like slow down. You just like we sold the coffee into like a gym in London. She was like, you've done that. Just like recognize it and almost celebrate the win. But I was like, right, what's next? And I'm I forget and then don't tell you.
Do you think you're getting a wee bit better at that with the frame of mind you're in, or working on it?
Working on it. I think I'll recognise the win for sure. and kind of like stop, and because I tell my clients this all the time, if like you need to stop and
Yeah,
recognize
don't be a
the
fucking hypocrite, bro.
I maybe don't stop enough, but I do recognize it.
Good.
But then I'm also on to the next thing because I just like that excites me.
I can't really judge you because I'm kind of like that. And again, I try not to be hypocritical. I think when you've got plans that something else needs to come next, you can only stop and recognise it sometimes. But that's why maybe after like 6 months of being back to back on things, I'll finally be able to stop and go, right, now I can really feel it and like give myself credit for it. With obviously where you've taken the business to now since you've been on board, how do you feel your experience has been in the support that you've received to get you here?
It's been a lot more like it's been really kind of like personable or personal, like
Both.
Yeah, probably the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, I think I don't know. I was thinking this the other day. I was like, I don't know if I ask too many questions, if I don't ask enough questions. But yeah, it's I think for me it's very helpful. Like when I have an idea of just to like shoot it to you guys and we'll just bounce that idea off you, get a bit of feedback, and then kind of either bin it or kind of keep going with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way my mind works. That's quite helpful for me. And then obviously when I was doing Built to Coach, that was like super valuable. And it's really, I had a call last night with one of our members that ended up lasting an hour, but she was just kind of sitting there. She's like, yeah, it's been really helpful. And it's like having those better conversations. And I was very bad at challenging people, but now I'm starting to like get better at it.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know if you do this as well, but it's like, I've been on a couple of calls with members where Rachel's kind of led on the call and I've just been listening. It's so much easier when you're the listener to be like, oh, you could have challenged here. You could have done that.
Yeah. I think initially, yes, but the more you see it in those conversations, the better you can do it yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry, back to support wise. Tangent. Yeah, no, it's been great. It's I feel like with the support, it's almost like building that kind of sustainability that I wanted with the business.
Good.
There's more predictability. But yeah, it's been really good.
And we've still got so much more to do. Like we've obviously talked about the fact that we've got like this 20k roadmap in place now, but me and Jen want to add to that and make it the 100k roadmap. So once you've hit the 20, it's like you go to the 100. Because we've probably only put about 20% of our information in there.
Yeah.
And we want to just continue to scale it and scale it and scale it. And this has pretty much all just been organic as well.
Yeah.
So like, and obviously in-person stuff and the sponsorship now as well, where you manage to get like details from people and so on and so forth. So we've not even explored the ad side of things yet.
Yeah.
So there's still so much scope of like where this can go. And the fact that you're now getting these opportunities through purely organically from Canada, Kenya, selling to clubs down in England on the group programs and stuff like that's pretty wild organically.
Yeah,
there's obviously been a few ad tests in there, like, but just very low cost stuff, nothing hugely strategic.
Yeah, I spent like I think 40-50 quid on like a free workshop post on ads that got me like I think 50-60 people in the door, which was obviously not huge amounts of money. Yeah,
but good return.
Yeah,
like that is a good return, but there's so much more strategy-wise that we're going to be able to implement to then go further. And I think a lot of the time you need to validate the business model. You need to validate that you can make sales with a new tier system and business model. You need to understand how the flow works and see that you've been able to take someone from lead to customer to client a few occasions to know that it works.
Yeah.
And obviously get more profit in the business so that you can then put more money behind ads as well when the time comes.
Yeah.
Because I think as you're building the team and you're building the infrastructure right now as well, it's going to be really important for you to see yourself as that leader. Because it's going to get to a point that if you don't love doing the sales in your business, for example, you're then going to have to hire sales teams. But obviously then Jen, that's kind of where Jen comes in because she wants to do more organisational development and team-based work with the coaches that are getting to the higher level income brackets.
Yeah.
Because that's her background. So that's why we've not included that stuff yet, because we want people to validate it on their own first and then be like, this is working, let's just put firepower behind it.
Yeah. I think it's dead exciting. Like at the start of the year, I think everyone comes out of Christmas and I think I maybe messages I'd had a few people drop off and it's like, oh, fuck.
But you also know it's natural.
Yeah. But also when you're just kind of kicking off the year, like that's not the start you want. But then it's like, a week later, it's like the sponsorship, there was leads coming in, I was starting to make calls again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's almost like anything, it's like the highs and the lows, and it's obviously sounds like you've had it this week organising the event, but it's like you say, how you deal with it. And it's like, I think I'm getting slowly better at dealing with those and understanding it.
Yeah.
Which hopefully will help in the long run.
Yeah. And you'll just, mate, see, the more you're doing it now, the better you're going to get at it over time, especially if we just keep making sure that you do, which is the most important thing. And I think with that, starting the year off, thinking, oh, this isn't how you want to start the year, but then getting to the end of the month, you literally text me and said, that's me now hit my first ever 15K plus month in business. And also text me like 3 hours later and was like, I just secured that 670 recurring payment now as well from the club down south. And I was still obviously completely in the dark around the Canada and Kenya thing. So if you told me that as well, I would have been like, what the fuck are you complaining about?
I know, just throw a few different things in there.
I know. So it's good that you feel like there's still so much more potential as well, because that's the thing for us, is we never want coaches to be like in a place when working with us where they feel as if they've just got everything they need. We want to make sure that you've got the information you need to get you to a level, and then just keep on pushing past that level with additional information support. And that's kind of like where we'll be looking to take you next, obviously, off the back of a few conversations.
Yeah. Well, if I tell you everything.
If you fucking tell me everything. I mean, I can't help you if you don't tell me.
But it's like, yeah, you're right. It's like, again, I say it to my own clients, it's like, I think I feel like I've just been through, like, the end of the year was like a bit of like that kind of sticky period of like doing quite a lot, but maybe not seeing the return.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what I say to the players I work with, is almost like that's kind of that moment of like when you're then going to make that jump. And I kind of feel like there's a bit of like a buzz just now with everything. It's just keeping it going. And because we've got loads lined up that I've not told you either.
Right, just tell us again then. Just tell the people that are listening. Well, you tell me.
What have we got? So obviously got a residential in April, which is full.
You're that.
We've got taken a training day to Newcastle.
Nice.
Instead of Glasgow. I support Newcastle, so it's a good excuse
to
to
be
go
fair,
down.
I like Newcastle as a team. I'm not going to complain about the Geordies.
What else have we got? We've got potentially a residential over in Ireland that I'm working with a couple of Irish guys to set up.
That'd be cool.
Obviously Canada.
Yeah.
And then just trying to do more.
If the Kenya thing happened, do you think you would maybe see if you could go out to Kenya?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like, see, a dream for me in business is literally traveling around the world to see people that I'm working with.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah. That's what I want to, like you said, that's what I want to do. And I love, we played a tournament in Canada, in Calgary.
Nice.
When the Stampede was on, and we went down to like the Rockies.
Wow.
I love Canada. So it's like I don't know where I'm going. It's like Winnipeg, so I think it could be middle of nowhere.
Oh, I've heard of this before, but I've made a movie.
But yeah, I've got no idea where it is in Canada, but like, yeah, that's like the first step, and it's like there's so much potential for me to go out, for other members of the team to kind of fly out, and almost just like, I want it to be like a mobile service of like the online's kind of the main kind of thing, but we can go and do this wherever.
Yeah, you'll probably have heard us say anyway that hybrid's like the perfect blend.
Yeah.
Like, I think working just all online becomes soul destroying over time, but that doesn't mean that you need to be on court all the time.
Yeah.
It just means that there's times of the year where you see your clients in person.
Yeah.
Bigger group community events, like sometimes it can be smaller and more intimate. You know, I think that goes a long way. And I don't know if you've ever read the book Unreasonable Hospitality.
Yeah.
Mate, great book. It's all about looking after your clients, taking care of your clients, all of that sort of stuff. I'm not going to ruin it for you right now. Because I always like to tell stories from the book.
Yeah.
But then people end up going, why did you tell me the stories? I want to
read the book
you want to figure that out on your own. But mate, great book to read. And it's all about how you look after your clients and take care of your clients and put more effort into the service overall. That then allows your brand to be more recognised as something that people want to be a part of because the feeling that you bring to it, to the space. And I think if you can combine the hybrid work and the online work accordingly with the right balance, then people will want to stay for longer because they'll be getting more benefit than just support over their phone virtually.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a change as well from probably joining, is like, I think when I first started this whole business, it was like, I'm going to go online. Like, seeing people, obviously, you're out in Dubai, it's like, this looks amazing. But it's like with badminton, it's like you can't really, like, you need that in-person element.
Yeah.
And I was like, even like this week, I'm at my desk loads, actually not really on court, but it's like, you need that kind of like in-person contact. It's like it's refreshing. You can kind of like make like real good impact in a short space of time on court, and then they go away and obviously work online and then do these extra bits, and it's kind of very satisfying to see it all kind of coming together.
Yeah. That is like the perfect blend though, because then you're not bottlenecking yourself with all your time being on the court.
Yeah.
But you're also then able to have a bigger impact with the time that you do spend. Because I think, again, it's like anything, like if you do something too much, too frequently, it kind of loses its substance to a degree.
Yeah.
So if you're seeing a client a couple of times a week, every single week, don't get me wrong, it can be a really core part of their week that they look forward to, but it can almost become quite a comfortable expectation that it's always just going to be a consistent theme, trend. You're not going to have to push yourself as hard. Like you don't have to put in as much effort because you're always going to be there to see them the following week anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas when you build respect between you and the client, and you also build brand authority, people respect the time that you're spending with them in person, especially because of what you've been able to achieve and what your brand is all about.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that's where like the residentials are quite good in terms of like, because it's members and non-members, so you're kind of like getting a touch point with people, and it's like they can learn off others, and I think that's such a, like, I suppose it's the same as like what we're involved in with Built for Coaches. Like you can learn from others. I go through the question section of kind of what people are asking in there, and just kind of like pick out bits that are like just snooping on your responses, basically.
I do that shit. So whenever I'm part of like anything, I do the exact same thing. I'm like, oh, I'll keep that for later.
So it's so valuable just to kind of pick up. It might only be once a week I touch into those kind of things, but it's like if I can learn something from like one response or one question that someone's asking, it's like very valuable. And it's the same with the people I coach.
Love that. As we're wrapping up, give me one thing about the Built for Coaches service that, I know I never actually sent you this question, so I'm like really putting you on the spot here. We never planned this beforehand. I never sent him any questions.
I didn't look at them anyway.
give me one thing about the Built for Coaches service that you maybe didn't expect to get from it, that you've got from it, that's been quite refreshing. It's a bit of a rogue question, but I thought I'd ask.
That's a rogue question. Considering I didn't really look at the other question. One unexpected. I think it's just like probably the response times and rates from you guys. I think that's so. Well, I find it so valuable from a business of like having someone that is quick to respond, because then you can implement quick.
Yeah.
I get really fucking pissed off if I don't get a response from people.
Yeah.
So yeah, having that is like, it fits in with how I work, and it's, I think that's super valuable.
Is it because even see when you sent me the thing I had to review for you yesterday, and I said, give me till Thursday because I'm having this crisis, even that like sends shivers down my spine, because I'm like, I should be able to get back to this today, but I'm dealing with people that haven't delivered all my merch, banner stands that aren't finished yet, a cameraman that's cancelled on me, and that's why when I got space straight away, like a couple hours later, I said obviously to you, give me till Thursday, but then I get back a couple hours later, because I'm like, I respect people coming back at speed as well. Yeah. And it's not that I live in my phone, it's just that I don't go on my phone, look at messages and think, oh, I'll just reply to them later. It's like if there's a question there and there's a chat there and someone needs help, like they're getting it now.
Yeah.
You know, because we preach speed as well. We'll say to you guys all the time, like implement with speed and velocity.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to live and breathe it to your own clients as well.
Yeah. I think, 100%. I think it can make a big difference. And it's like, I need a bit of patience on some things, but
yeah, I mean, definitely. But that's just the athlete in you. That's just the athlete in you. So I'm going to ask you to do something fun, right? I'm going to tell you to look at the camera, right? Yeah,
camera one.
Yeah, camera one. Yeah, I don't know if you'd be able to see in this one. So what to do is tell people that if they want to grow their business, right? If they want to grow their business just like you have, and create really cool shit for cool people, and become expert coaches at what they want to do, to click the link in the description below and DM Mark67 on Instagram.
Mark67?
Yeah.
It's random.
Yeah, 67 is just my call to action. It's my freedom number.
Oh, yeah. That's a tangent, but I've really fucked up some many chats with the wrong words that people have.
But did you still have mine? Did you copy my template?
I think I copied the template, but I used like something like game, and obviously so many people said I want to play a game. So then they fires off that. I'm like, sorry about that. What am I saying? Sorry,
mate. You just speak for the heart and tell people to click the link in the description and DM me 67 on Instagram.
Where is the description?
Below.
Cool.
Below.
This is the pre-planned awkward stuff. Hit the link or the description below.
Yeah, in the description below.
Hit the link in the description below.
DM Mark.
Are you going to edit this?
No.
DM Mark with the words, know the numbers, 67
On Instagram,
on Instagram.
if you want to grow your business.
If you want to grow your business, do cool shit. Loads of that stuff.
Yeah, loads of that stuff. That's it. Paddy, I appreciate you coming on, mate. Thank you so much for
thank you
telling
very
your
much.
story.